Yeah, hi everyone, welcome to Emsley Lodge for another week. We got a nice little brazen bow filly called Typically Brazen at Mornington through the week. Look, she was still well beaten, but ran home and ran a nice third first start in a race. Look, she wasn't really ever sort of in the finish, but just like the way that she raced. There was a bit going on the day. Jockey got thrown behind the gates and it was a stinking hot day, and for a first starter to cope like that little filly, I thought it was really good going forward. She sort of got a long way back in the race and then finished the race off nice and strong, and just pulled up really good from it, so she should train on really well. Probably take her to Boxing Day at Geelong now, and nice big long run in at Geelong should suit her. Just natural progression. If she's had that one start at the race, she should, I reckon she's a really nice little 3-year-old filly worthwhile following, and I think she's only going to get better as she sort of gets up to 1400 and 1600 metres. Okay, runners this week, going to head off today down to Warrnambool. Big Aloof, he goes to there today. 62 kilos is plenty of pudding, and the 1100 metres. He traditionally his 1000 metre form's really strong, and his 1100 form's not quite as good. But he's sort of at that grade of racing where we're going to have to try to see if he can run the 1100. He's been running in races where there's a heap of speed, and I don't know if there's all that much speed in this race today, so he might now not land nice and close. With 62 kilos over 1100, bit of a question mark, but he's probably going to look maybe Greg Welsh, who's a major shareholder in the horse. He lives up in Queensland, so he might be a horse that we might just take up to Queensland and race up there after the summer here and see how he goes up there. But look, he's in good nick, the horse, so hopefully he goes well today. Okay, Friday, head off to Yarra Glen. Now, One Penny Red will run first up there. Really difficult horse to place, this horse. He doesn't get sort of a run in 64 races, and in benchmark 58 races, he sort of gets a heap of weight, so it's really difficult. So he probably needs to almost drop down to 0 to 58 grade, and I think he's probably right over that sort of grade. So drawn 11, really difficult race. We might just sort of let him sort of slide back and have him hitting the line nice and hard. If he runs home over the top of them, that'd be great, but if he doesn't, he should drop a rating point, then we can run him in a heap of races for him in the next 3 weeks or so, back in 58 grade. So we'll see how we go with that. What else? Haley's Diva, the poor bugger last week, she just kicked out at the back of the barriers and put her foot through the back of the barriers, so we had to scratch her. So she goes back there, drawn a nice gate to get a suck run, and hopefully she can run in the first 3 and then sort of earn some prize money and then sort of step up in distance after Friday. But lovely filly, seems to be going okay. Good tempo in the race at Yarra Glen always, so from a good gate she should be able to just not spend too much at all. Okay, Saturday, Flemington. Now, Big HUMZZ goes first up. Look, he's going really well. He just hasn't had a trial. You know, last time in we took him to the races very similar. He ran sort of a plain sort of midfield at Pakenham in a benchmark 64. This week we're going to a 1000 metre race at Flemington first up. So really massive jump up in grade, and without a trial he's probably a bit sus for condition, but we know that once he gets 1 or 2 runs under his belt he really improves. So he's ready to race, so we'll take him to the races. Willow goes on, so hopefully he'll be able to give us a good line on exactly where he's at, and if he's up to sort of this grade, which I hope he is, but I just reckon he's probably going to be a little bit sus for condition on Saturday. Okay, Sunday we jump in the bus and go all the way down to Sale. MILETUS went really good the other day in an 1800, got ridden conservatively and sort of hit the line nice and strong. Jumped straight to the 2200 metres, which is a real staying trip for any sort of horse, his 4th race start. But I think he'll cope with it. He seems to have come on pretty good since Kyneton, so really keen to sort of get him over a big trip and see if he can stay. And if he can, well then that sort of opens up a whole lot of options for him later on in the sort of getting towards the autumn as far as staying 3-year-old races, sort of the classic races go. But I thought his work was great here yesterday. He'll probably do a little bit of work Friday, and that'll just top him up nice for Sunday. Tuesday, we play with the Black Shorts on Tuesday, and we have MAUSER in there. Now he had his first start for us the other day, and he sort of ran in a very strong race and wasn't all that far away from him. So we go straight up to the 1700, should suit him down to the ground. Hopefully he can just draw a gate. It's a really tricky start, that 1700 metre start at Geelong. If he can just half pie draw a gate and get sort of in a forward position, probably in the first 3, would be lovely, and I think he'll get the line really strong. His work was very sharp here yesterday, so he's certainly going good enough to win, and if he just draws a nice gate, I think he'll be pretty hard to beat at Geelong on Tuesday. Okay, Sandown Wednesday, a couple of horses. If MAUSER's had a couple of starts and has been unplaced, so he goes into a ballot. I want to run him on Tuesday at Geelong, but he might go into a ballot. So if not, I'll run him right out of his grade in a mile 64 for 3-year-olds at Sandown, just to get a run with him. He's going really well, that horse, and I've no doubt he'll make a city grade horse. He's just got to sort of when they had a couple of unplaced starts, they're very difficult to get runs. So I lean towards Geelong with him, but if I can't get a run there, he'll go to Sandown. And we've also got Junefield now. Junefield went really good the other night at the Valley. Very hard track, and it didn't really suit getting around the tight corners. He might be our little Christmas pudding this year, I think. I think he's going really well, and just looking at him this morning, he's bouncing off the walls. He'll have a nice little gallop on Saturday morning, and that'll just top him up nicely to go to the races on Wednesday. Lovely, hopefully he can just draw a nice gate, get a nice run. Willow will go back on, and he should be all over that sort of race on Wednesday at Sandown.
G'day guys, welcome to Around the Stables. This week's horse, a horse called Grable. Bought her at a Adelaide yearling sale. The only reason we sort of bought her was that she was a half to Prince Ziggy, and he was sort of going through his grades pretty well, and we thought we'd sort of have a crack at her, and we got her at a pretty good price, so that's good. A filly who's always sort of been very professional in about how she's gone about her work. She's a very easy horse to break in, and she's always spelled well, and then whenever she's come into work, she's been ultra professional in how she's gone about her work and her behaviour around the stables and things like that, which is a really good sign that that she knows what it's about. So she's had a couple of preps now, and this is probably her first serious prep. She's trialled up really well at Geelong the other day, and she'll probably look to have another trial and then probably head to the races. But probably in the last sort of couple of weeks, she has really started to switch on. She was always a really quiet filly, but even at the trials yesterday, she knew what it was about. And I think, if she can obviously follow in Prince Ziggy's footsteps, then she'll have a really good career.
That's it for another week at Emsley Lodge. Thanks for watching. Had our Christmas party at the Belmont this week, and probably the highlight of the evening was the presentation of Big Job's a t-shirt to him. I know you're all going to want one of these t-shirts, but there is only one that we'll have, and old Big Job's got his t-shirt, so he's pretty happy with that. Probably the highlight of the night. What else we got? Good to see a few of our owners coming back to the farm this week, and probably pretty busy actually. The gate's been open and closing a heap for clients coming in and out and having a look at their horses. Been good. A few people getting back to the races now, so that's all good, and everything sort of seems to be almost back to normal, doesn't it? What else? Christmas next week, so we'll probably bring our video out a day early, or maybe 2 days early. So just expect that the video probably won't come out on Friday. It'll probably come out on the Wednesday. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and get any updates that come into the stable. Until next week, see you later.
You're not going to actually view me doing any work.
Got the sunnies on today, just thought it's a bit windy. Yeah, pulling the piss out of Jamie last week. I think he took it a little bit too hard. He wasn't too happy. I think he soaked up all night actually. He always says when he thinks he's got a good horse, he's just like, yeah, good horse, Jam, good horse, Jam.